And every kingdom, it has its own law, it has its own culture, it has its own whatever you call it. So in every country, independent country, you found laws that governs every sector. The same also, if we are in the kingdom, we are not member. Unfortunately, they can't call us member. We are the citizen. And if we are the citizen, we have to comply with the kingdom principle. And when you look at Jesus, he talked too much about money. And when you look into the Old Testament, if you look, the average of verses that talk about money or finance is almost 2,300 plus. Why? This is the key, that finance is the important. And in every finance, they call it money, they call it currency. If it is currency, it means that things are flowing and it is alive. You need what to do? To connect to it, to download it for yourself. It is free for everybody. So finance is the matter of life, and it needs discipline. Discipline, obedience. As Christians, when you go to Deuteronomy 28, that first verse says, if we obey, the following blessing will come upon us. Until from verse 1 to verse 14. But when you disobey, from 15 up to I think 68 is the cases that follow. If we are struggling, Christians, we have received Jesus, but one mistake that I realized is we do not comply with his principle. We do not obey what he has said we have to obey. Because if you read also in First Joshua chapter 1, verse 8, he said what? If you obey, you will be prosperous and successful. This way must not depart from your mouth. Meditate on it, and you will become prosperous. If you obey, you become prosperous and successful. So if we are not prospering and successful, let us look at the word obedience. Do we obey? So I think I will come later on other issues. He died.
Okay, so we'll just finish your questions and then we'll move over to the next person. Yes. So when it comes to tithing and debts, so some young people in here might have debts that have to pay off, maybe a high amount of debts. Now, do they first focus on paying that off, or do they continue paying their tithe in the church as usual?
My voice, can you hear that? Yeah. Tithe and debt. Debt, it means you have decided that because of situation, let me go and borrow. It's not borrowing. You went and borrow. What does the Bible say? A borrower is a slave to a lender. The lender becomes your master. You serve the lender. And the lender can even insult you. Because of what? Because of the money. So now these two things, tithe is what? The difference between the things is, tithe is, even though today many social medias are saying tithe is sin, tithe is that, tithe is what. But it is God does not need your money. But God, as the preacher said, you are a steward. And everything that you have as a steward, it does not belong to you. You are a worker who does not need to be paid. Yes? Who does not need to be paid. So, whether you obey, God is just testing our obedience. Whether it's why they say 10% of what you earn. It's just to test your obedience. And if you don't obey, the day you will struggle. If you trust God and say, no matter what, I give this into your hands. And you know, I want to give more. I want to give more, but because of this day. And also there are scriptures in the Bible, particularly Psalms, I don't want to mention them, so that we can remain in debt. If you can see that when you are in God, miracles can happen to your debt, be written off. It can happen, be written